He's a free agent, obviously, after this season. If he doesn't win a chip, do you think he should, after next season, do you think he should leave the Bucks?
I think so. I think so. I think that, and I want to be very careful. Listen, I know a lot of people within the Bucks organization. I think they're doing a phenomenal job. Some of the facilities outside, like they got their own version of LA Live, as much as you can have it in Milwaukee. It's incredibly impressive, and they're building around this guy, and they're not shortchanging, they're not taking any half steps or anything like that. They deserve a lot of credit for what is transpiring and what they're doing. But I do think it's important when you see a talent like Giannis, man. And I mean, they're winning games. They're 27-4 now. Last year they were 60-22 in Budenholzer's first year. They're winning. But if you don't capitalize and you can't get to the finals or win a championship before he leaves, think about the options he's going to have available to him. The Warriors may be an option. We don't know if the Lakers or the Clippers. We got to remember.
Wait, Stephen A. You're missing.
No, I'm not going to say the Knicks. I'm not going to say the Knicks.
The Knicks are going to pretend that they're an option.
Come to New York.
No way. No, we know better. But here's the deal.
The Knicks.
Understand, even the Clippers are an option. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, Kawhi and Paul George. I mean, especially in Kawhi, signed a 3-year deal, not 5 years. He said out after 2 years. You see what I'm saying? So if you're the Los Angeles Clippers, you got options. You're the Los Angeles Lakers. You may have options. You're the Golden State Warriors. You definitely have options. And just imagine him with his game and the attitude to match being in one of those major markets. It's something to think about, because when you think about him in Milwaukee, listen, you got to win in order for him to stay there. You can't just have him there and you don't win. You don't bring the chip.
Well, I'll say this: in the history of basketball. Like, football's a little bit different because most of the time the top players don't get to free agency while they're still in their primes. In the history of basketball, I can't think of a single real top flight free agent that has ever signed in a market like Milwaukee. Ever. Never. So what does that mean if you're the Bucks? You can't just sit there, cross your fingers, and hope that Giannis will draw a free agent. If he does, great. But it's highly unlikely. And the league and the world may be better off if he gets out of Milwaukee and goes to a place where he can kind of amplify what he's doing better. But I love the fact, I have to say it, that Giannis is like, he's not looking to get traded or anything. He's a Milwaukee Buck, even before they got really good. And he doesn't, we've talked about, doesn't work out with players on other teams. It's so old school. It's like what Lillard's doing in Portland, but even in a less relevant market. Here's the thing that the Bucks have to understand. You're going to have to get a slightly better roster. Like, Middleton is a real good player. He should be the 3rd best player on a championship team, not the 2nd. Bledsoe has been a disappointment. He's not a bad player, but early in his career you thought, oh, can this dude be a real star? He hasn't been, especially not in the playoffs. There is someone available who may not be a star, but in big moments, damn it, he plays like one. And that's Drew Holiday. And so the Bucks are going to have to look at options like a Drew Holiday, a guy who could be a number 2, especially in the big moments. And they're going to have to pull the trigger on a deal to bring a guy like that in if they're serious about winning a championship. And if they do that, I think they can keep him.
Max, they're 27-4. They were recently on an 18-game winning streak. Right now, there is anybody with 2 eyes can see that they're the favorites to come out of the Eastern Conference, which means that in all likelihood, the Greek Freak will be in an NBA Finals. The bottom line is this: can you bring home the chip? They have to make sure that they win a championship before Giannis hits the free agent market. If they don't do it, I believe he will leave. I believe he should leave.
Right, but what do you think right now, given the fact that they have such a great record, that they did get deeper than they've been last year, that we expect them to get farther this year? Do you mess with the chemistry and bring in someone now thinking we don't have enough to win the chip? I think you have to show Giannis we did everything. And I think a guy like a Drew Holiday or whoever else becomes available like that, they have to be what they call proactive and go after someone like that now.
On a completely different subject, meaning a completely different team, we give Giannis love. We've been paying attention to the 76ers. We've brought up the Boston Celtics. We've even brought up the Toronto Raptors because obviously without Kawhi, they're still 21-9. They're competing. They're one of the top 3 seeds in the Eastern Conference. We give them our respect. My God, the job that Nate McMillan is doing in Indiana.
Yeah,
They do not have Victor Oladipo.
Yeah.
And they have the same record as these guys, meaning Toronto.
Indiana's been so under the radar the last couple of years.
Well, we've mentioned Miami as well, but I'm saying to you, this is their team.
Yeah.
Indiana doesn't even have Oladipo back. And they are Nate McMillan, my God. He's the Mike Tomlin of the NBA this year.
You're right.
He's the Mike Tomlin of the NBA.
Miami's a sexy market. Miami's Pat Riley. Miami has a name brand guy.
We didn't expect
Jimmy
Miami
Butler.
to be this good.
No, not this good, but I thought they'd be good.
Yeah.
The point is, Miami, you could kind of see coming. Maybe they could do something. Indiana, the last couple of years, as Stephen A. said, even with injuries, they have their players look motivated all the time. They're doing an amazing job. Real quick, Stephen A. Antetokounmpo got funneled to bigs last year, right? And that's what really stopped him. Kawhi's defense on him and then bringing him to those bigs. The 76ers
could do
have
that.
Embiid and Horford and can put Ben Simmons on him, who's an all-world defender.
Ben Simmons will have to do the defensive job that Kawhi did.
They match up well with the Bucks.
But this year, Giannis is shooting better from the perimeter.
The Bucks are going to have to get a guy other than Giannis who can get his own shot and come through under pressure. They're going to need that.
You're going to get to see them both today. Giannis, the only player in the NBA averaging 30, 10, and 5.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.